Welcome, everyone. Welcome to a historic event in the history of Albuquerque. We're going to honor two countries here today in two cities. To start our honor, I want to welcome Patrick Mapalo, one of the co-chairs of the Lusaka Zambia Committee, and Dr. Harold Bailey, the NAACP president, also co-chair of the Lusaka Committee, to help lead us in the national anthems of both Zambia and the United States. If you would just stand. Thank you very much. You may be seated. Well, I want to welcome everybody here once again. We have many special guests, and I want to recognize those in the audience, and then we'll be recognizing our special guests and our city councilors and our mayor up there on the stage. I want to thank Gary Oppendahl, Director for the Economic Development Director for the City of Albuquerque, for coming, and Betty Rivera in the Cultural Affairs Department for coming. Davis Begay, the Honorary Consul for Japan, thank you for coming. County Commissioner Margie Hart Stebbins, which is on the stage with us. Thank you, Commission, for coming. Reverend Dr. Charles Becknell, Sr., the State President of the Southern Christian Leadership Conference. Thank you for coming. The Reverend N.D. Smith, President of Ministers Fellowship of Albuquerque and Vicinity. Thank you for coming. Marcos Gonzalez, Deputy Director of the Bernalillo County Economic Development Department. Thank you for coming. State Representative Cheryl Williams Stapleton. Thank you for coming. Yvette Bell, Executive Director of the Office of African American Affairs, and with some of her staff here, Darren Johnson and others, thank you for coming, Yvette. James Lewis, New Mexico State Treasurer. Thank you, James, for being here. Also, the City of Albuquerque Chief of Police, Gordon Eden, and his staff, thank you for coming. And the Chief of the Fire Department, David Downey, thank you for coming. Appreciate it. And also the Consul General of Mexico, Mauricio Ibarra. Thank you, sir, for joining us. And I may have missed some others, but I want to just thank you all for just taking this opportunity to make this a special occasion. It's truly historic for the city of Albuquerque to add our first African sister city. And without further ado then, I would like to introduce one of our special guests today. I'd like to call to the podium Ambassador Palin Mulando to give some welcoming remarks on behalf of the city of Zambia.
His Worship, the Mayor of the City of Albuquerque, His Worship, the Deputy Mayor of the City of Lusaka, Council members, City of Albuquerque, Councilman from the City of Lusaka. May I recognize the police chief, the fire chief, and may I say all protocols observed. Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. On behalf of my president, President Michael Chilufya Sata, not the mayor, but the president, I bring you greetings and wish all of you well as a country, and on behalf of my mission in Washington. We are delighted to be part of this historical event. Historical in the sense that we, as Zambia and Lusaka in particular, are the first city to twin with Albuquerque, a city that I have now termed the hidden gem of America. We look forward to a productive, fruitful, and mutually beneficial relationship going forward, and we are convinced as a country that we have made the right choice. And you may be rest assured that on my part as ambassador to the US and Central America, I will indeed keep Albuquerque and New Mexico as a state under my radar. Because I believe that the world, as has already been spoken, is shrinking, borders are disappearing, issues that were hitherto considered to be domestic are no longer domestic. The challenges that we face in our respective jurisdiction are no longer domestic issues, but affect each one of us in various ways. I do not have to elaborate this further. I think the Ebola virus has already lent testimony to that. We thought it was a West African problem, but as I speak, Dallas, Texas is equally grappling with the same problem, basically telling us that we're becoming one. And if we're going to be one, it is high time we got closer. And this twinning of these two sister cities basically is the first step towards that closeness. And of course, towards a common approach to issues that confront mankind, humanity in particular. So I look forward to fruitful engagements, and I must thank this city, I must thank you, Your Worship, the Mayor, for receiving us in the manner that you received us. We are most grateful, and I will be reporting back to my capital on this, and I look forward to you visiting our city and our country. You may be rest assured that my country will be waiting to receive you with open arms, and warmly so. I thank you once again.
Thank you, Ambassador. Well, I will now call to the podium the Honorable Mayor Richard J. Berry.
Thank you. I just want to say thank you to everybody that would come down today and help us celebrate. This is an historic day for the city of Albuquerque, for the country of Zambia, and for the United States, and for the city of Albuquerque and Lusaka City. So we have had a chance today to sit down and speak amongst the delegations. Gentlemen, we are honored you are here today with us. Your Excellency, thank you for your wise and kind words. We appreciate you very much. Councilor Sakaleti, thank you so much, sir, for being here. Lusaka City Attorney, Mr. Muno, thank you, sir, for being here. And certainly, we want to thank His Worship Deputy Mayor Tembo for being here with us today as well. A few thank yous to our city members. Gary Opedal from our Economic Development Department, thank you so much. Betty Rivera for helping us put on a wonderful event. We want to make sure that as these gentlemen visit our city, that they have a wonderful experience. I've heard examples already of some of the wonderful things they've been able to do with the tram and some of the great food and offerings we have here. We look forward to having these gentlemen at the Balloon Fiesta with us. It truly is an international balloon fiesta, and this really drives that home. I certainly would like to thank our city councilors as well for your leadership, and Commissioner, thank you for joining us today as well. I really want to thank a couple of individuals who are with us today. First of all, Richard Buckler. Richard, you and your sister cities organization do such a wonderful job of representing our great city around the world, helping us build bridges, finding common ground, because as the ambassador so eloquently said, the world really is shrinking. And it really is evident with mayors around the country, in the United States, myself included, that we really have to work on challenges together. We have to work on opportunities together, and this is a great way for doing that. I want to thank Secretary Bell for her leadership in this process. This is something we've talked about, Madam Secretary, for a number of years, and your leadership has really helped bring us where we are today, so thank you so much. And to Dr. Bailey, thank you, sir, for your leadership in this. This is something that we've also obviously been talking about for a good deal of time. And the city of Albuquerque has not had a sister city on the continent of Africa. And this is a good time and a high time to do that. So we are very thankful for that. Additionally, I want to just say a couple of things about our form of government. And we had a great opportunity to speak earlier about our forms of government. And by design, the executive and legislative branches of city governments were created to ensure a system of checks and balances. And while we have separate roles, certainly our duties will always remain the same, and that is to serve the people of Albuquerque to the best of our abilities. And it's this common mission that allows us to come together today as we have to deliver wonderful news to the people of our great city. Councilors, once again, thank you. Shortly, we'll have an opportunity to hear from our council president, Mr. Ken Sanchez. And as the official representative of the City Council, I leave it to him to introduce each distinguished member of the council that is here today. About 3 years ago, a dialogue was opened with Lusaka to discuss the possibility of becoming sister cities. This dialogue was started not by city officials, but by Albuquerque community members who felt they were long overdue for a sister city from the continent of Africa. Over the course of the past 3 years, we've received several delegations from Zambia, including visits by, make sure I get the names right, by Zambian kings intent on laying the groundwork for a future relationship. So as a mayor, it was an interesting day when I looked at my calendar and it said you'll be greeting the kings of Zambia. And that was a wonderful opportunity, and we had a great visit. And as a mayor, I have an opportunity to really support this effort in any way I have for the last 3 years. But once again, let's make it clear, this has really been a community effort. And as I've watched as the community has rallied and how this new relationship has developed into a very special bond with our friends from Zambia. I mention this because I think it's important to note a tremendous amount of effort that brought us here today. What an honor it has been to recognize and validate this great achievement, government to government, with our official delegation that is here with us. I talked about several of the people that really helped us get here today, so once again, thank you for your service. And I would like our crowd, if they would, just to give all of our Albuquerque and state of New Mexico and our community members a great round of applause for helping us make this possible. Now, as Lusaka and Albuquerque formalize this sisterhood, I can tell you there's much work to be done. A sister city agreement is not just a handshake and a pat on the back. It is a commitment between two communities to open our educational institutions, our businesses, and even our homes and our hearts to each other. It's a commitment to share best practices and to learn from each other as we grow together. Within the document that we're signing today, we have outlined several mutually agreed upon focus areas. Number one, education. Earlier this week, His Worship Deputy Mayor Tembo's delegation met with the University of New Mexico, and an agreement with the University of Zambia is already underway. Plans are also in the works to begin a youth email program between elementary schools children both in Lusaka and the city of Albuquerque. Secondly, we want to concentrate, as Sister Cities does so well, on tourism and cultural exchanges. Zambia embodies all of what we associate with what is the wonder of Africa. From the breathtaking Victoria Falls to the continent's best safari land, Zambia truly has it all. Just like New Mexico, tourism is an extremely important industry, and much of the draw comes from the profound depth of its unique culture and heritage. We will work together to spread awareness of our respective cultural treasures and our enchanting geographical attributes found nowhere else in the world. And lastly, but certainly not least, is business. Zambia is one of Africa's most progressive and fastest growing economies. We see much opportunity to utilize this new relationship as a bridge for our private sectors to explore opportunities in renewable energy, resource extraction technologies, and urban infrastructure development, just to name a few. And at the government level, we commit to help facilitate the business development process in any way we can as our private sector companies look to do business with one another. With that, I would like to invite His Worship Deputy Mayor Tembo to the podium today. I'm truly excited about the multitude of things that we can do together. Deputy Mayor and I really had a great conversation early today. We talked a lot about common issues in American cities, African cities, and others. His leadership is making a great difference in his city, and we are very honored to invite him to the podium today. His Worship Deputy Mayor Potipher Tembo.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Your Worship. Mayor Berry, Ambassador of Zambia to US, the President, the Council President, and the entire team there, the State Treasurer and his team, the Director, African American, yes, including the President of the same, department if he's around. I would also like to recognize Richard J, the President of, let me say, the man who has brought us here with Patrick, who brought us here in terms of running up and down with us in the city together with Patrick. The police chief, yes, thank you with your team. The fire chief, thank you again with your team. Well, I don't want to leave anyone here and mention, of course, my councillor, secretary, who came with us all the way, and the city attorney for Lusaka, Mr. Mono. May I simply say, ladies and gentlemen, 3 years ago, the the dream and the vision started. And today we are here, wanting to actualize it. What made us come, as I said to Mayor Berry, was the hard work of the people of this city through the good leadership of Mayor Berry and his team. I wish to say that 7 days ago, we started a journey to this place to pay courtesy call on you and to appreciate you for the good works that you are doing here in the name of signing the MOU. We realize that as much as we appreciate technology in terms of signing via Twitter or emails, Facebook, mention them. Ambassador and my team decided to fly more than 28 hours to this place to come and sign this agreement after we went through a number of issues studying your work here, and we thought even making a long speech today would be a sheer waste of time, because we believe we need to kickstart the relationship like yesterday. And so we are challenging you now on behalf of my mayor, Mlenga Sata, to come to Zambia. To come to Zambia, come to Lusaka, and this year, Lusaka is clocking 100 years. It's clocking 100 years, and as a country, we are clocking 50 years. So we have Golden Jubilee on 24th October this year. For us as a city, it's a double header, because on one hand, we are celebrating 50 years as a country, and on the other side, we are celebrating 100 years of a city. We would like you to be part and parcel of this good government led by His Excellency, Michael Chilufya Sata, and my mayor, hard-working mayor, who would like to decentralize local government in the city and ensuring that the power that the councils had at the time, we have it now. And so we want to be part of history, that this African city by the name of Lusaka can be the first city to twin with this great city. And so we believe with my team that we haven't made a mistake. We haven't made a mistake today, and we are trusting you that we'll have exchanges in education, agriculture, technology. The list is actually long. I wish to end my speech by thanking my mayor, Mlenga Sata, and sorry to mention that my mayor is also the son of the sitting president. And so my president too, as the ambassador put it, is passionate about local government. Local government, he combines it with health, agriculture, and education. And I believe that my president, being the former governor of this great city, Lusaka, and also a former mayor of the same city, and his son, mayor of the city, and myself as deputy mayor, I think we can actually actualize this relationship into reality. My mayor is keen to mention that he's not interested in MOUs that just end on signing and we just forget about that. My mayor is not interested, as much as we may appreciate the food and drinks, but is interested in results. And will be grateful that after signing today, as you have posed the challenge that we have come, and would want you to come, so that we move forward and higher our flags that are flying so high today here, would like them to fly high as well, both at the national level, that's what the ambassador is here to witness, and as well as at the council level, we want to fly the flags both in this city as well as in Lusaka. I thank you.
Thank you, Your Worship, for those inspiring comments. Now I'd like to invite to the podium Council President Ken Sanchez.
Thank you, Mayor. Dreams do come true. And today, as I heard the national anthem of both countries, today this country, along with your country, are gold medalists. This is a very proud day for Albuquerque. This is a very proud day for our nation. And it is truly an honor to stand here on this historical day as two countries and two cities across the globe, 9,335 miles apart, come together in peace and friendship to celebrate the beginning of a new partnership. The last time we celebrated an event like this was in July of 2003, when Albuquerque became a sister city of Albuquerque, Spain. That's been 11 years. And it's an honor to have members of your delegation here today, and I am pleased to welcome His Excellency, the Ambassador Mulandu, for being here today to support the twining of Albuquerque and Lusaka. I would also like to welcome Lusaka City Councilor Shekaletti for being here, and I asked the Ambassador and the City Councilor if they were able to handle the Albuquerque cuisine. It looks like they're doing fine. The red and green chili has worked out well for them. And at this time, it is an honor for me to introduce my colleagues on the Albuquerque City Council. City Council Vice President Trudy Jones, also City Councilor and School Board Superintendent Brad Winter, Councilor Ike Benton. We both came into office together over 8 years ago. And we have the distinguished Bernalillo County Commissioner Maggie Hart-Stebbins, who is also with us today. And walking in right now is our newest City Councilor, Diane Gibson. Welcome, City Council members, for being here today. And County Commissioner Stebbins. I would also personally like to say thank you to Mr. James Lewis, our New Mexico State Treasurer. Welcome, James. And I was talking to James earlier today, and I guess he had met and talked to the delegation even prior to 3 years ago from Lusaka about making Lusaka a sister city of Albuquerque. So your hard work, James, is paying off on this day, and thank you for being here on this historic day. Sister cities are so important to our community and to our nation. Sister cities are instrumental in breaking down barriers between cultures and fostering better relationships between people separated by oceans. President Eisenhower created Sister Cities International in 1956, nearly 60 years ago. Today they encourage a global mindset and appreciation for other ethnicities and cultures. It opened doors for unique opportunities to enhance the quality of education at all levels, as Mayor Berry has stated. And I'm very pleased that Mayor Berry has welcomed and opened the doors for this sister city of Albuquerque. And I can assure you that Mayor Berry and this council will do whatever it takes to provide the dollars to assure that we keep relationships going strong between the two cities. We in Albuquerque take relationships seriously, which is another reason why it is so important that they are all based and community-based driven. And it is extremely important, and it's truly an honor to have one of Africa's most prominent cities be part of Albuquerque's sister cities. I think this is the 11th sister city for Albuquerque, and we're very pleased to have you as part of our team and part of our community. And Ambassador, you can take back to Washington, D.C., that we welcome your city, your country, and your continent. Thank you very much for being here today. And we have so much to learn from one another, and today is that learning process. And let this not be the last celebration that we celebrate with our sister city. This is only the beginning of many events that we can celebrate together. Now it is an honor for me to introduce Lusaka City Councilor McBride Sekaletti, who will be speaking on behalf of the City Council of Lusaka. City Councilor, welcome.
First and foremost, I would love to say thank you to His Worship, the Mayor of Albuquerque, and my delegate, and the Lusaka committee, which is sitting in this city today. It is our privilege today that we have come to this far end today to sign the agreement, in short, that these two cities, they can come together. First and foremost, I would love to say that my area covers the capital city, which has been a very vital, or it has been a first for the city of Lusaka or Zambia, which is the capital city. It is indeed something which we will treasure today, and which we'll keep on teaching to our generation which comes. I know that we have a lot to learn. As I went through the Department of Police today, Fire, and the rest of the departments, is that as Lusaka City Council, we have a great duty to perform. I hope and believe that as we take this challenge today, that we'll move on steadily, and we'll make sure that as you have promised us, that we may bring some of our staffs so they may get the trains or the skills, and they become the trainers, so they may train the rest of the staffs back home. It is indeed a special moment that will continue to treasure in our lives today. I know that as a government which has sent us today to present today, is that indeed we'll work hard, that we won't be a disappointment, but we want to build that honesty and friendship which will last for the rest of Zambia as it goes on. I know that with this challenge which you have given us, it is a challenge actually. For me, it is a challenge because I've seen a lot of developments around which we need to try to cope up. In terms of technology, education, there's a lot we need to learn. But I can assure that Zambians are people who are fast learners, and indeed will catch up indefinitely. At the time you visit our city, you'll find there will be a lot of things you admire too. You want to come back and visit again. I know as we make our policies and enforce them in our city, we have taken a good example from here today that we need to work extra hard in our lives. I know that there's one person who I quoted today. He said, should be from Crovices. She said, we need to work as families. So indefinitely, I think these things start from a family and it comes up as a community. Without a family, we cannot have a community. But indefinitely, a community will be run by families as well. So it is our hope that the Lord will continue to bless us in everything we do. And we know that God will continue to bless America as He blesses Zambia as well. This is my humble speech today. I want to say thank you. Thank you very much.
Well, finally, the moment has arrived. First, let's thank once again those who have addressed the remarks to us. Thank you so much for your comments. At this time, I'd like to invite Mayor Barry, Deputy Mayor Potipher Tembo, City Council President Ken Sanchez, and Councilor McBride Secaletti to please come around and join us in front here so that we can sign this agreement. And then afterwards, I would ask the four of you to actually have a picture taken after you've signed. So come right around the front here. And we're actually going to use official Sister City pens to do this, and you're allowed to cake them as a memory. So, all right, do we have Randy? Do we have something to show it overhead? Okay. You can direct your attention to the screens, and you can see the signing taking place.
I assume it's above the line?
Yes. Congratulations to both Albuquerque and Lusaka.